PixelFade, you recognize the name and you recognize their games, but now it's finally time to take a look at their brand new visual novel. Now, I love a good PixelFade game / visual novel. Ace Academy, Crystalline, and Ethereal Enigma, all of those are great visual novels from them. The team at PixelFade are able to create not only original stories, but stories that will literally transport you into different worlds filled with colorful characters, simple yet gorgeous world designs, and loads of choices for you to choose and explore. But for today's video, we're finally going to be fully taking a look at their latest release, Astral Ascension. Now, to let you know, this isn't going to be like my previous Astral videos, like a small preview or a short opinion video. No, this is a full-on review on their new visual novel. So, get yourself some foods, some drinks, and a comfy pillow to rest on, cause let's take a look at Astral Ascension. Astral Ascension. Released on December 6, 2024, this sci-fi adventure visual novel centers around our main protagonist, who was wrongfully terminated from his investigations agency. Struggling to find a job that doesn't have him blacklisted, you stumble upon a piloting job for a mercenary crew. Using your job as a way to clear your name and help your ill sister Celeste, you and your crew, consisting of the stoic Captain Iris, the cheery engineer Vela, the playful Dr. Luna, and the suave navigator Kai, you all head off to complete missions, meet new people, and explore the multiple galaxy systems that await you. So this is literally the biggest and longest story PixelFade has written so far. There are points where you think you're close to finishing the visual novel, yet it's still going. It took me by surprise just how long the story truly is. So let's break it down. We have your main story, which is focusing on you trying to figure out who the backstabber is that ruined your investigation career, while also trying to help your sister Celeste with her illness issue. After reading the main story, it's a surprisingly suspenseful and sort of stressful story to read through. It's easily the most I've ever been stressed with a PixelFade visual novel. And that's not a bad thing, it's written really well and downright awesome, offering a lot of genres into the mix, like thriller, mystery, and drama, and of course, romance. And once you finish it, you'll be very satisfied with the outcome. It's also surprising to see the amount of lore being put within the main story. Astral has a ton of story details hiding within its writing, a sort of blink and you'll miss type of situation. It's a lot to unpack, but it keeps it interesting due to how expansive this universe really is. That's basically your main story, but then you have a variety of other side stories. These side stories are based on the missions you take on. Whether it is to capture a Robin Hood-esque vigilante, uncovering a scandalous operation of hierarchy, or protecting, you know what, let's just move on from this one. But yeah, Astral offers a ton of story variety within the mission you take. It's honestly pretty great because it sort of reminds me of how an animated series on either a streaming service or network would work. Each mission tells its own story, so it's sort of like you're watching an episode of an animated series. The story within each mission are pretty intriguing, funny, and engaging. Some are short, while others take some time to complete. Each story is different from the rest. You won't get the same experience twice, and of course, each mission showcases more of the lore of Astral. You'll learn more about how this universe runs and what goes on within some planets, adding in a ton of attention to detail. However, not everything is perfect about the story. Astral tries its best to juggle both its variety of mission stories and its main story. This alone causes a similar issue to what happened with Ace Academy and its story. Ace suffered from having its main story on the sidelines and focusing more on the character routes and moments. Here, Astral suffers from having a bigger focus on its mission stories and character interactions. It is an improvement from Ace Academy's issue, as Astral tries its best to let its players know about some development within the main story thanks to some segments featuring Celeste and the calls between your fellow agency partners Zeke and Helen. But most of the focus of Astral is mainly through interactions with your crew and its mission stories. Again, thankfully Astral's story isn't suffering as badly as how Ace did with its story, but as you continue reading, you'll begin to notice that most of the main story is usually being ignored at times. It could have been better, but even with its issues, this is still a great improvement over how Ace executed its story. If you've ever played any PixelFade game, you'll know that choice making is one of their key gameplay aspects, and Astral is easily their most engaging visual novel yet in terms of gameplay. The traits aspect from Ace Academy return, offering players an opportunity to customize their main character with a special trait. These traits offer different ways to help you with your story, like knowing the correct answer to an important conversation or adding more time to a timed choice making event. So choose wisely. Choice making plays a heavy role in your story. Whether it's the main story or a mission story, your choices can change the outcome in a huge way. The mission stories you'll go through can change depending on your timing skills and choice making. This also means you can experience some bad endings within your playthrough. Of course, you'll want to think first before making a choice, as Astro lets you decide how you want this mission to go through. But there are also segments that require timing. It is similar to Ace's combat gameplay, where you gotta find the right choice before causing something bad to happen. Again, this is where the amount of stress I got while reading came from. The gameplay got me so stressed out, especially with its choice making. This alone made me love how fun and serious Astral's gameplay is. Each choice offers a new experience to players, and that's cool to see since almost everyone will get a different first time story. It's great to see how far we come with gameplay in a PixelFade VN, especially since Crystalline's gameplay. It's fun, engaging, anxiety inducing, and well thought out. The choice making helps you with finding someone to romance as well, either Iris, Luna, or Vela. But be careful, as some choices can hurt your relationship with a specific girl and you may not be able to romance her in the end, so watch out for specific choices that might hurt your chances. Also, don't go for a harem route. Just don't. Of course, we can't forget about the characters. The main cast is you, your crew, and Celeste. Obviously, you have a whole list of side characters that you'll meet throughout your many missions. And I gotta say, I love the main cast. Their different personalities offer us a lot of variety in our interactions with them. Vela's bubbly and adventurous personality, Luna's playful yet flirty vibe, Kai's confident and brotherly style, and Iris' serious yet kind-hearted character, along with Celeste's adorable and playful look. And I gotta be honest, if I had to choose a favorite character, it's gotta be Celeste. She really reminds me of Nikki from Ace, but Celeste is its own person, having similar vibes as Nikki but has a whole unique personality, and it doesn't help that her voice actress makes her character so much more adorable and likable. And I also love Vela, as you can tell by the thumbnails of my previous Astral videos, especially the interactions you have with her if you're trying to romance her. She's cute and easily my favorite heroine. The romance for Astral, I'm not gonna lie, it can be a pretty mixed bag. Mostly because each romantic interaction with the heroine you try to get together with will either be wholesome and heartwarming, or a bit disappointing and sometimes unnecessary. Vela's romance, okay, you know what, I've already said this before when we were talking about the characters, especially because I said that I liked the interactions with Vela, but Vela's romance was a mixed bag for me. Not a huge mixed bag, but a slightly mixed bag. As well, I love what they're going for here, especially with the execution of her romance, because she has no idea how to do romance. I feel like it could have been executed better, as it really doesn't land well when it's executing specific romantic interactions, especially when you finally start out as a couple. At the very least, halfway into a route, the interactions do get better and more cutesy. I think that's what they should have gone for Vela's romance interactions, but again, I can respect the direction they were taking. Compared to Iris' romantic interactions, Oh my gosh, they're so much better. Like, I'm sorry for Vela fans, especially as a Vela stan myself. Iris has a ton of great romantic moments. Seeing the more wholesome and adorable side of Iris compared to her serious attitude is charming. Like, their interactions fit so well with Iris's character. And Luna's interactions were spicy yet sweet to uncover, offering much more hands-on interactions and surprisingly strong sexual vibe for a PixelFade visual novel. But I mean, yeah, that's really all I can say, honestly. But she does offer some more heartwarming moments that really lean into her more mysterious yet caring attitude. Besides your main story and the mission stories, you also have the heroine routes. But after reading all 3 routes, when you actually think about it after finishing Astral, they're technically not exactly what you would call routes. Again, they're mainly just interactions, as these interactions with your fellow heroine are placed after or during moments within either the main story or any of the mission stories. So, in my opinion, I can't really call them routes. But what I can say is that after the main story, you'll enter the after story of the heroine you chose to date. Each heroine gets their own after story, and it's just pure wholesome romantic sugar. They aren't as long as like a mission story. It's basically a short story, kind of similar to like Kaori After Story, and it has enough romantic content to be worth the read. Now this right here is considered route material, and it's absolutely worth it after reading the main story because it at least offers more good romance for the readers. The writing within Astral has got to be one of the more intense and thrilling aspects of this visual novel. I love what PixelFade has written here, as it's vastly different than what PixelFade has done before in terms of story and lore. PixelFade has done some lore in past visual novels like Ace, Crystalline, and Ethereal, but Astral has so much lore that there might be too much lore. It's really cool to see how expansive the universe really is, and how each world works. It's extremely detailed. The more serious moments are done greatly as well, especially the more tense and suspenseful scenes. It helps that you're also making important choices along the way, adding in a bit of stress to the player. It's probably the most serious I've seen a PixelFade story be, which is great to see. It's not as emotional as something like Crystalline, but it offers some really heartwarming and engaging moments through its writing, offering new and longtime fans something new yet familiar. It helps that the writing and voice acting pair perfectly. However, I can't deny that there are some aspects of the writing that are questionable and a bit cringeworthy, especially when it tries to fit words like kawaii into the mix. Like, I get it, you're making fun of that writing style, but I feel like we're already past that now. I don't mind it, but it's starting to get a little stale. But what the writing does beautifully is focusing on the backstory of each heroine. As you get closer to each of the heroines, you'll learn more about their past, what they want to achieve, and what they want in life. It adds a much more personal and emotional touch to the visual novel, learning about each girl and their troubles, how one wants to mature and grow up to see and realize how special adventuring can be with others, how one doesn't know if she's doing the right thing or not, or on the right path to her goals, and how one is afraid of losing everything if she doesn't let herself become vulnerable to others. It's just the right amount of emotional touch that really makes each story for each girl feel unique, as well as representing their personality and character very well. So the art for the visual novel. Honestly, there's not much I can say about the art without sounding repetitive to my previous Astral videos. I can't speak right now. I genuinely love how it looks. It's vibrant, colorful, and stylish. It really gives off a huge sci-fi vibe to a lot of the art, especially within the background art, offering a decent amount of world building to its universe. Almost every mission has its own special pieces of art that makes itself unique, which is nice to see. But finally, I can talk about the CGs. They're outstanding! The art within the CGs is downright gorgeous. The artists love to add a lot of detail within the CGs, really making you feel the strong emotions within each piece. I especially love this art of Celeste right here. I mean, how can you not look at this without calling her cute? And also, I gotta be honest, the live 2D animation. What the hell happened? It's still as stiff as the first time I played Astral. I don't see any change at all, and that's insane! But hey, I won't judge this time. The voice acting is really well done. Continuing with delivering high quality voice acting, PixelFade really did it again. Everyone really did a fantastic job with their roles, especially the main cast, giving the writing much more emotion and a personal touch. And man, if only I was in Astral, I could have made this visual novel so much more awesome. Trust me, it would have been cool. Anyways, like I said, everyone did a great job, but me personally, I loved Celeste, Vela, and Kai's voice actors. God damn, these three did an awesome job with bringing their characters to life. And their voices fit so well with their character, especially Celeste. The side characters also did a good job too. While it's not as impactful as the main cast roles, they did a good job bringing in more life within the worlds each mission you take. Again, great job with the voice acting. And now the music, and in my opinion, I really like what they did with the music for Astral. Composer Eric Benaim returns once again, and I'm once again hoping that I'm pronouncing that correctly. The music is definitely going for a sci-fi feel to it. A lot of it feels cozy and upbeat, keeping up with the playful nature of your interactions with your crew or Celeste, but it can also be suspenseful and threatening when it comes to some specific serious aspects within mission stories and the main story too. But I'll be honest here, a few pieces do sound similar to each other. Like you can easily tell some specific tracks if you listen to them back to back, which isn't a bad thing. It isn't a bad thing at all, but it also could have been a little bit better if they added more variety with them. Add some more instruments that can work alongside some pieces from the VN score. Give it a little kick that can make them feel unique and differentiate from one another. Either way, this is still a well done score. Before we finish off the review and go into my concluding thoughts, I wanted to go over my personal favorite aspect of Astral, the defining aspect that makes this experience memorable and highly entertaining. Its presentation. This is a suspenseful sci-fi action adventure blasting you off into missions while learning more about your crew, clearing your name from a traitor, helping your sister out, and maybe finding love along the way. It's unique, very well done. There has been some visual novels with sci-fi aspects too, but can you even recall any English visual novel or EVN that focuses on sci-fi? Actually, wait. I think I can? Wait, no, I can. But I forgot the name of the EVN. Wait, future me, if you're editing this, can you put it on the screen? Because I completely forgot the name of the EVN that focuses on sci-fi. Either way, Astral was executed insanely well with its presentation. From the art, the music, the characters, the lore behind the world, the characters and universe, it's the large amount of detail they went in and added to create such an immersive experience. Gameplay that really makes you feel like anything can happen when you make certain important choices, and heartfelt and thrilling main story featuring a lovable cast of characters all bursting with personality. Astral's presentation really does look fantastic when you actually play this visual novel. It's similar to past novels, but this is easily PixelFade's most engaging visual novel yet. I wholeheartedly enjoy my time with Astral Ascension. This to me is the culmination of everything PixelFade has done. Astral takes all the best aspects of their past visual novels that they made, adding in so much more content, detail, emotion, improving and fixing aspects or issues from past visual novels, and putting them all together to create this one great visual novel. It's no wonder why delays happen. They kept on expanding more and more of their ideas. It's great to see that, and to me, this was so worth the wait. Not only to see this finally released, but to actually play this fully. This is worth the purchase. I highly recommend picking up Astral Ascension. It's a great sci-fi adventure that has a ton of firepower within for anyone to enjoy. But it's also sad because this is the last visual novel that they'll release for now. Starting on February 24th of this year, PixelFade has announced that they will be entering an indefinite break from creating visual novels, as there are no current plans to continue onward with future projects. Now, this doesn't mean PixelFade is done for good. This doesn't mean that they're closing their studio. They'll still be fixing and polishing up Astral as of right now, but for now, don't expect an announcement of a new visual novel in development, as it'll take a while for that to happen. But they are interested in trying out and experimenting with more non-visual novel stuff, which already sounds intriguing. In my opinion, I completely respect their choice. They've already done so much for the EVN community, creating such expansive worlds and memorable characters. Without them, I don't think I would have ever gone into visual novels, period. It's thanks to them that they were able to introduce me to visual novels with Ace Academy. I don't want to speak for everyone. But for those who share the same feelings as me, I want to thank PixelFade from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for introducing me to your worlds, your characters, your stories. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have gotten interested in reading more visual novels. From Valerie to Liana to Erwin to Vewa. You've done a great job of delivering original, unique, and fun stories for many to enjoy. Thank you. Really. Anyways, until then, this is LuckyPuyo. See you later, PixelFade. Here's to your next adventure and to wherever it might take us. Also, Dishu, hey, if you're watching this, let's collaborate on making Valerie After Story a reality. Please, oh please, I need it to happen. We can work on the script right now. How about you hit me up with a text, an email, a call, you know? You think that's gonna work?